All right, it sounds like Jarrett Stidham is starting, guys. We have some breaking news on the show. Kind of a shock here, right? See a team that's had a great second half. Russell Wilson has kind of been turned into game manager. We understand the money and the injury guarantees and the problem with this contract, but the Broncos, Sean Payton moves to his guy, I guess, in Jarrett Stidham.
Man, it's crazy. We found this out like a couple of minutes before. For those that don't know, Derek Carr was in a similar situation last year with the Raiders where they had to bench him as well. So I think we know if they had beat the Patriots, they probably don't make this move.
Right.
But it's still kind of crazy seeing as that they're still alive in the playoffs. But that $37 million in 2025, with $37 million owed to Russell in 2025 looming, I guess Sean Payton said we got to make a team move. Maybe the call came from the top. Maybe they don't think they'll make the playoffs. And like you said, man, Russell Wilson this year, 26 touchdowns against 8 interceptions. I mean, this is what we wanted from Russell this year. Like, we didn't expect him to go back to being a top 3 MVP candidate. We just want him to do a lot better than what he did last year. He's done that, but the team doesn't win. That's what make these decisions happen, and with the Raiders winning too. So, it's definitely interesting to say the least. I would say that this move to put Stidham in is more puzzling than the Commanders going to Brissett.
Well, we know Brissett's an upgrade. While we can't confidently say that about Stidham over Russell Wilson right now.
No, and he's almost certainly a downgrade, I would thought. Although I will say that Stidham last year, and I will never forget this because I wagered heavily on the San Francisco 49ers against the Las Vegas Raiders in Week 17, I believe. Stidham was magnificent in that game. I still wake up in cold sweats about Jarrett Stidham because the Niners needed an overtime to win that game somehow as double-digit favorites. But, I mean, he can fling it around, but he doesn't have Devontae Adams to throw to or Josh Jacobs to hand off to. So it's not great for the Denver pass receivers. It's a matchup that's relatively kind against the Chargers. But this is bad news for the Broncos from a fantasy perspective.
Right.
Real life perspective. I mean, this team doesn't make the playoffs. They're only a 5% chance to, but it's a material chance. And we're only 2 weeks removed from Sean Payton, Coach of the Year buzz, and Russell Wilson, Comeback Player of the Year buzz. Obviously, that's all torpedoed now. But, I mean, their season isn't over. Their last 2 games are the Chargers and the Raiders. They win those 2, and they're a chance to make the playoffs. So, I don't know. I guess that's just the structure of contracts and how it works, but it's not a great look.
I think that point, too, makes it even more crazy because they're playing the Raiders in the Chargers. It's not like they're about to face the Ravens and the Bills back-to-back here, It's right there. Maybe they want to make the playoffs with Jarrett Stidham. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely a downgrade for all Broncos offensive weapons.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.